So I'm going to talk about art in the age of AI. Okay, so we're in a world now where we have lots of AI generated art, including, and I mean art in the broad sense, including fiction, poetry, etc. Right now, I mean, my own view is that this stuff kind of sucks. I mean, some of it's okay, but we should not expect it to continue to suck. So my question is, what happens when this art gets really, really good? So, first couple definitions. So, just to focus our attention on a particular thing, I want to call algorithmic art. By this, I mean the entire work of art is algorithmically generated. Roughly, just when you type into ChatGPT, hey, write me a short story, and then that's it. So, what do I mean by really good algorithmic art? Basically, it's going to be art that exhibits characteristics of excellence in the art. So it's beautiful, it's moving, it's profound. In addition to that, it might offer profound insight into the human condition, and we'll also add that it's otherwise indistinguishable from human created art. Okay, so that's what I mean by really good algorithmic art. I don't think it's right here right now, but I think it's right around the corner. So we might as well start thinking about what to do when it's around. Here's another way of thinking about it. Suppose you had the choice between Netflix and AI Netflix. And let's suppose that Netflix costs a lot more than AI Netflix, and Netflix contains the stuff made by humans. All right. So you might think, is there any reason to pay for more for Netflix rather than AI Netflix? And I'm going to argue yes. In fact, actually, there's a crucial bit of value in um, the best human authored art that even really good algorithmic fiction or art, excuse me, will inevitably lack. So, how do we do this? Well, let's think about why art is valuable. And in particular, I want to focus on the value of art in its expressive social sense. So, when Picasso paints something, here's a painting by Picasso. And what is this? What's the point of this? We have this thing here now, and we look at it, and some of these Picassos are hung in art galleries, and we can go look at them. Okay. So what is that? Well, art is expressive, it can be at least expressive of aspects of our individuality, and it expressive in particular in a way was puts us in a position to appreciate each other's individuality. So here's one way of thinking about this piece of art that Picasso painted. He says, roughly, here's a way of seeing the world that I want you to experience. I mean, after all, I painted it. It's for you to visually look at, right? The differences that we have, the very fact that Picasso saw the world and wanted to create something that looked different from anything that ever was before, and that not everyone liked it, that's important. There's something enriching about having those different perspectives expressed and appreciated. All right, now to bring it back to algorithms, why can't algorithms do this? Well, I think algorithms, at least as they're currently constructed, are not expressive of any point of view, right? So, what ChatGPT does, for example, is it just outputs in response to a particular prompt um, something which is an attempt to gratify you. You're telling it do this, and it's attempting to satisfy you as best it can. And it's stochastic. It's randomly trying to satisfy you. It's using these neural networks using immense probabilistic reasoning uh, but ultimately to string together words in the case of ChatGPT, but to satisfy you. But that's very different from the value of art, which is expressive of an individual's perspective on the world, because that art puts us in contact with that individual, and it puts us in contact with other individuals because sort of invites us into a conversation. Okay, see the world from this perspective, from my perspective, or at least from the perspective I want you to see it from, and let's think about that. Let's appreciate that and see see how maybe you'll hate it, but you'll hate it knowing that there's someone out there who thought this was valuable enough to devote a lot of time to creating it, to inviting others to experience it. And that's, ultimately at the end of the day, that's exciting. It's exciting to know that there's an individual out there that cared enough to do that. Not only are there reasons to continue to express yourself by producing art, there's good reasons for us to engage with that. That is, read, promote, and discuss human authored art.